I was born on 4th August 1824 in Angers, France, to a family of hardworking artisans, carpenters, and farmers. My father Xavier was a farmer, and my mother Couronne Gaillard was a hat maker. Unfortunately, at the age of 10, I lost my mother, and not long after, my father decided to remarry. My stepmother was very strict, cruel, and wicked. She made my life hell on earth. My only string of hope was my father, and I didn't want to wait for when God took him away from me too, leaving me alone with her. So in 1835, at the young age of 13, I decided to run away from home and make my way to the bustling capital, Paris. With no money, I started my journey on foot, taking odd jobs like polishing shoes and cleaning vessels along the way to feed myself during the day, and at night I slept under any shelter I could find. It took me 2 years, and in 1887, amid the Industrial Revolution, I arrived in Paris. I was desperately looking for jobs and was fortunate to be taken on as an apprentice in the workshop of a successful trunk maker and packer named Monsieur Marichal. In the 19th century, the main modes of transportation were horse-drawn carriages, boats, and trains, so baggage was roughly handled. Thus, craftsmen were sought after by travelers to pack and protect their personal possessions. Over the next few years, I had become a valued craftsman. Those days were the start of my career in the artisan industry. I custom designed boxes and later trunks according to clientele demands. The re-establishment of the French Empire under Napoleon III proved incredibly fortunate for me, as his wife, the Empress of France, hired me as her personal box maker, putting me in charge of packing the most beautiful clothes exquisitely. She provided me the gateway into a class of elite and royal clientele who would seek my services throughout my life. 1854 was a very important year for me personally and professionally, as I met a beautiful woman named Clemence Emily Periel and decided to marry her in April that very same year. After having worked relentlessly for 17 years under Monsieur Marichal, I decided to open my very own workshop at 4 Rue de Capucine near the Place Vendôme. Through my experience and observations, I came to realize that at the time, most luggage were round and difficult to stack, so I introduced flat-top trunks. This instantly became a hit with my clients, and my business picked up tremendously. By the year 1859, due to the expansion of travel and increase in demand for my trunks, I decided to expand my business and open a workshop in Asnières, a village outside Paris. By now, my work led me to become the favorite of several French royalties. I even received a personal order from Ismail Pasha, the Khedive of Egypt. My business was at an all-time high until the outbreak of the Franco-Prussian War. Upon my return to the workshop in Asnières, I found it in complete shambles. My equipment was stolen and my staff had run away. I wasn't going to let this break me. I immediately started working on the restoration of my business, and within months, I opened a new shop at 1 Rue Scribe in the heart of Paris. I wanted to make a grand comeback, and that's exactly what I did. I changed up the style of my stores and made them much more luxurious. In 1872, I decided to vamp up our design and introduce a new trunk line featuring beige canvas and red stripes. The design did wonders with the modern elite in Paris. By 1885, we had opened our first store in London, Oxford Street, and in 1886, my son George, who had started helping out in the family business, adopted a single lock system with 2 spring buckles. After several years of development, his work was patented, and we even challenged the great Harry Houdini, the famous escape artist, to escape from our trunk locked with the new system. Unfortunately, Houdini didn't rise to the challenge. However, the locking effectiveness remains undisputed to date. Our growing popularity had led to a whole market of counterfeit products, and this was beginning to tarnish our brand value and reputation. I was highly frustrated and even tried to ban the counterfeit business. When nothing seemed to work, in 1888, I created the damier canvas pattern, which bore a logo that reads Marque Louis Vuitton Déposé, which translates to Louis Vuitton Registered Trademark. For the next decade, I continued to dedicate myself to my company, and I did so until my very last breath in 1892. After my passing, my son George Vuitton took the company forward, and just 4 years after my passing, in 1896, he introduced the first monogram canvas that you all recognize my brand from. The LV, paired with geometric shapes, happened to become the brand's most iconic print. The patents later proved to be successful in stopping counterfeiting. In the same year, George traveled to the United States, where he toured cities such as New York, Philadelphia, and Chicago, selling Vuitton products. In 1901, my company introduced the steamer bag, a smaller piece of luggage designed to be kept inside Vuitton luggage trunks. By 1913, the Louis Vuitton building opened on the Champs-Élysées. It was the largest travel goods store in the world at the time. George didn't stop there. Stores also opened in New York, Bombay, Washington, London, Alexandria, and Buenos Aires as World War I began. In 1936, my son George Vuitton died, and my grandson, Gaston Louis Vuitton, assumed control of the company. Until his control, the company began to incorporate leather into most of its products, which ranged from small purses and wallets to larger pieces of luggage. To broaden its line, the company revamped its signature monogram canvas in 1959 to make it more supple, allowing it to be used for purses, bags, and wallets. Over the next few decades, we joined hands with Moet Chandon and Hennessy to form LVMH, and we had to adapt and make certain changes along the line, but always ensured to stick to our roots of unmatched premium craftsmanship. Today, the Louis Vuitton brand and the LV monogram are among the world's most valuable brands. But even still, a popular question asked is, why are Louis Vuitton products so expensive? To which I'd like to say, you not only pay for the product itself, but for its timeless quality and rarity. You are buying the Louis Vuitton heritage. These products are a work of art, and I'm proud to say the price tag fits our craftsmanship. A little fact about our bags is that they are both waterproof and completely fireproof. My name is Louis Vuitton, and if the name isn't self-explanatory, I am the founder of the brand that carries my name. If you guys like that video, please hit the like button. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm. Just the research and the editing alone of these type of videos takes us close to 18 hours. So we would really appreciate it if you could check out our Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can support our work. We produce over like 12 videos per month, so that's literally 8 cents per video. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out.